We wish to thank our media partner, Automatic Merchandising, and VendingMarketWatch.com for the industry distribution of routes, journeys, and refreshment services. I've wanted to make films like this one for a very long time. We're part of a wonderful industry, one full of innovative and creative people and companies. In sharing these stories, it's my hope that people will be inspired to think about new ways to grow and improve their business, and in doing so, contribute to our amazing industry. In 2014, Jake O'Sullivan sold O'Sullivan Vending for tens of millions of dollars. In the first episode, we learnt about helping customers succeed ultimately led to the success of their own company. But helping others succeed, it didn't end there. In this episode, we'll learn about the company culture that Jake and his team nurtured. A culture that sought to not only impact his customers, but every person throughout his organization.
I think the old school was that I'll make the decisions and you follow. And now the new culture is we're all involved in making the decision together. We're on the journey together. And how can we learn together? How can we grow together and be successful as a team?
So we became a family, but at the start, it wasn't that way. It just was hiring some really good people, giving them a great working environment where they mattered, their decisions, their opinions, everything mattered, and letting them be them. Let them focus on the things they're good at.
Or it was a team. It's always been a team because it's a company, it's a team. You're running a team. You're portraying it as a team. But he always told me when we were having our conversations, it felt like family.
We gave a lot of opportunity for people like myself, second chancers in life, people that, had problems in their past and cleaned up their lives and just needed someone to give them an opportunity to make it happen and believe in them.
With their flaws. A lot of the people that we brought together had major flaws.
Man, I have a record. I have issues. I have, things that have happened. I'm not at home anymore. I moved away, but man, I can do this. I can do that. Hey, okay, we can talk to you. Come in.
But they had strengths. And so we would get a couple people with the right strengths. And if their flaw was bad, we'd just get someone else to cover up that flaw and take that responsibility away from them.
And 9 times out of 10, they were perfect for the job, willing to come in late, willing to work hard in the warehouse.
Most of the people that came to work for me that were long-term started out, not most of them, but a lot of them. They thought they had skills to do something, but in a short amount of time, I saw that maybe that wasn't where they should be, but I'd find someplace else for them. Scott came on board. I only knew him as a coach, but I saw how organized he was, and we were an unorganized mess.
Having gone through a 25-year career, I wasn't expecting to then have a new career where I would want to come to work. I couldn't wait to go back to work. I loved it.
Vince sold cars.
He came to ask for some numbers on a Cadillac, which really, he wasn't there to get numbers for a Cadillac. He was there just, probing to see if I would possibly come and work for him.
I'd met him a couple of times, and I'm like, this guy will be good. It'll be good to meet the employees, he'll be that good person, because as we grew, I didn't have the time. We hired people for HR who ended up being something else, or we had drivers who became managers or technicians. So it wasn't even about finding the right person for the job. It was just finding the right people. And Curtis was another example. I liked him. I did business with him.
I had an idea, and it was an opportunity that was going to be, I thought, very profitable for both of us. So I said, let's give it a whirl, and so we went for it. And that kind of morphed into national account management.
I didn't even know we needed a national salesperson, but when I knew he was looking for a job, I thought, maybe this will work out, and it worked out really well.
You've been a part of this O'Sullivan family. He called it family, not team, a family. And we'll make it work. We want you on the team.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. We hear it all the time. But if you want to be a great leader, then you need to become a great servant. And being committed to that person, being committed to their success, and putting them on a path to success.
He was not disconnected from people. He cared. And it didn't matter what role you had, it didn't matter how long you were there. You felt like Jake felt you were special and a critical part of the company.
You feel good when other people are getting, promoted, and you feel really good when people feel that you care about them.
Making people feel really good about what they were doing on a daily basis.
He's always been extremely generous with his time and his money. And, I've always been a firm believer that to receive, you have to give. And I think his generosity paid off multiple times in his exit. And it just contributed to, I think, his whole culture of success.
Because, he was always giving back whatever profits the company was making. He always had profit sharing programs and giving back to the employees at the time.
That's why we had family fun days. No other company was doing that. Shoot, Jake spent tens of thousands of dollars when we're having, 200 plus people come to a family fun day. And then the vendors would all kick in and give gifts and same thing with our Christmas party.
Elaborate Christmas parties that he would give out bonuses and gifts to all his staff. It meant to go up and say, Neil, I want to thank you. He didn't want to have to read off your name badge. He wanted to know Neil, and that Neil was married and Neil had kids.
And they felt it. That's, you just don't get that everywhere. And it's just so we would have our driver meetings, and we would just, highlight some of the key things that happened for the week, or customers that were extremely excited. And, we just broke out the cash and, gave them a prize or some of the swag that came from a vendor.
And even in the downtime type thing, he always felt important that it was giving back to the employees that made the company type thing.
The bottom line is we did all of those things for the reason of bettering the company and people's lives.
It just became this energy, and what was great about it is the energy kind of developed in the closeness and the camaraderie, but our customers would sense it.
You just want to be around it, I hope I'm portraying that right, but it's just, you just want to be around people that make you feel good.
But some of the stuff we did and some of the cracking up we did, we had days where we, Vince would be crying. He's laughing so hard about something silly. But it would be like, when you get together with your family and someone reminds you of something you did and it just cracks you up and you can't stop laughing. That's all you can think about.
You just wanted to be at work. You had fun at work. You felt good about yourself, satisfied. You look forward to coming in to see the people that you work with because there was a common goal, and that was to be the best in the industry.
Peter Drucker, the famous business consultant, once said that company culture eats strategy for breakfast. That statement remains controversial today, but one thing that is evidently clear is that company culture played a huge role in the overall success of O'Sullivan Vending. And so too did technology. We have seen more change in the last 10 years than the 100 years that have preceded it. In the next episode, we'll learn how those changes not only opened doors for O'Sullivan Vending, but how it helped them turn opportunity into success.